Hey love, welcome to day 77 of my spiritual journal with me, with your soul sister Iona. So today is what I call financial freedom in my world for intentional living as we build your spiritual business. So on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, I talk about spiritual business and spiritual business success and building the spiritual daily rituals and routines so that you can experience doing less busy work, um, not being broke and not being burnt out. So in this Soul Legacy journal or the spiritual journal with me daily blog, it is day 77 and we're going to talk about the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge. What I am going to do and what I usually do every single day is I pull a card as part of my spiritual journal, my rituals and routines. We rate our vibrational frequency. We talk about gratitude, all things gratitude, all the things that we're grateful for. I'll give you a quote of the day, and I'll share the book that I've been reading to support me in my financial freedom and my awareness, changing my paradigm, which is You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor, which is an amazing book. Talk about chakras and mention our lead soul guided instructor, Robin Nutt, and anything else in between. So if you do not have a pen and paper, grab one. So I have my Soul Legacy journal, I call it. It's my notebook, and I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story. I co-created Soul Path to Spiritual Alchemy for light workers because I work with light workers. So if you are a light worker, spiritual business owner, and you want to build your spiritual business online, then we're going to journal out the process, journal out each area of your life. So today is what I call Financial Freedom Sundays. So every single day on the Soul Legacy TV YouTube podcast, I talk about, and I go live my daily vlogs, and I talk about breaking our life down into 7 areas, and I call them the 7 freedoms. So if you are new to me, I'll just recap the freedoms, which we've been talking about all week. Is contribution freedom on Monday, health freedom on Tuesday, emotional freedom on Wednesday, environmental freedom on Thursday, relationship freedom on Friday, spiritual freedom on Saturday, and financial freedom on Sunday. So that is what we journal on every single day as my part of my spiritual journal rituals and routines. And part of that is with the Bank 50k in 50 days challenge is going out there and launching, leading and leaving your soul legacy, but doing it with ease, grace and flow, not actually going out there and building your spiritual business in a way that feels like you're just doing busy work, excuse me, or you're burnt out or you're broke, like not being able to receive that money as giving your gifts out there. So as part of the Soul Legacy Journal, I also have a co-author book series. So that's the spiritual journal, which I will be doing a co-author book series, sharing your spiritual awakening story. For me, when I went through multiple spiritual awakenings, a dark decade of the soul, not just a dark night of the soul, I used journaling, and it supported me, and I documented a lot of my process. I used a digital journal as well as writing down, mostly digital back then. And if it wasn't for having that conversation with myself, I think I actually absolutely would have gone crazy, to be fair. So I share, and I will be sharing in the book, in the Call for Book series. It's an annual book series. We launch on the 6th of May every single year. And I'll be sharing about my finances, going bankrupt, being homeless, all the things, being divorced, being all the stories that you could possibly think of, loss, grief, things that you go through an awakening on. And those things, I believe, are part of our soul calling. When you go as a spiritual business owner, when you go through an awakening, you're aware that we're souls having a human experience, and we get to make sense of our experience, put our life back together. That's why I broke down my life, because life didn't look and feel the same anymore. And so we put our life back together, and I believe we go on that spiritual ascension journey and then alchemize what it is that we've gone through so that we can support others in taking their soul path of what I call least resistance. So I'm really passionate about that, writing down and just really going through and really reflecting. I wish that somebody would have helped me really make sense of my spiritual awakening journey. And the first thing I did was go onto YouTube to find out, to like lots of different things that I wanted to learn about spiritual awakening. So I also host the #1 Spiritual Awakening annual YouTube summit, where I interview fellow spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story and how they've alchemized their gifts. So we have the spiritual alchemy giveaway and also the spiritual ascension after show party. So that is my invitation to you if you are wanting to get your story out there and share it, and you are a spiritual business owner and you want some support in building your spiritual business. So as part of the Soul Legacy Academy, I will share that with my students. Energy is moving, meaning my tummy is rumbling. I'm fasting as well. So yeah, as a student, so I'll leave all of the details. You can submit your story at submissions@SoulLegacyAcademy.com. That is for my students. I'm actually gifting a page in my co-author book series to soul match students. It's not for everyone. 1 page for Bootcampers and up to 5 pages for Masterminders. So with that said, let's jump into this episode of Financial Freedom Sundays. Good morning, Robin Nutt. Good morning, beautiful. You didn't get a notification. Oh, goodness me, I've been on 6 whole minutes. Did you not? Maybe you hadn't clicked. Did you click on notify me? So Robin knows that we are going through the Soul Legacy Journal. So welcome. So if you are new to us, and I say us because Robin is our lead soul guided instructor. So Robin is with me live on the Soul Legacy TV if you're watching this somewhere else. So Robin is the host of the Energy Healing TV podcast and the founder of the Energy Healing School online. And so Robin is our lead soul guided instructor for the SoulLegacyAcademy.com and the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. And on Robin's channel, Robin goes live every single day as well on her daily vlogs. And Robin talks about everything energy, all things energy around money. We're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 days money voucher today. I give you this challenge to spend £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day, and get used to actually receiving money and giving money, receiving money and allowing money to go in and out, and the flow of money. And sometimes people have these stories about money. You might have them, right? So I mentioned that I was homeless and I was bankrupt and all the things, right? And I was divorced and I was all the things you do, all my awakenings, right? All this like stuff, all this humanness being pushed and pulled. And so part of that, me building my spiritual business, I believe the 7 freedoms make a successful spiritual business. I don't believe in going out there giving and leaning over and not receiving the money, and then going for the money and not actually adding value. That for me makes no sense. So I wanted to I believe that spiritual business success is about having all areas of your life in harmony, right? And so and building a life that feels amazing. So you need money for that, right? In this physical human sense. And to have, I like really nice things. I'm quite a minimalist, but I like to have nice experience, nice clothes, nice food. And so that costs money. And so Robin helps us with the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. She has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. She calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom. And it really is this all of what I share on the Soul Legacy TV, and it stands for an acronym each day: a cheers to financial freedom frequency, emitting that frequency of love, of loving yourself, giving yourself the time and the space and the energy to actually understand why you're here on this earthly plane is not to shrink back and to do without and to lack, have a poverty consciousness. I believe in a prosperity consciousness, so we'll talk about that more at the end. So on Robin's Energy Healing TV as well, she talks about everything energy. And I bought some chakra crystals, shaking them when Robin was doing her 7 days to unblock your chakras challenge, right? So all of the experiences that we have in our life, all our thoughts, feelings, everything, we are energy. And sometimes when we have experiences, especially around our finances, what we were taught, what we were seeing, what we saw, all the things, so in relationships, our parents, our people around us, it leaves, sometimes it can block our energy. in the different chakras, and Robin will support you in understanding that and digging deep into the thoughts, the beliefs, and the feelings you have around money and all of the seven freedoms, and clearing it, that energy, healing that energy, cleansing that energy, so that you can raise your vibrational frequency and emit the frequency that you want to actually witness in the world, meaning rising and residing at the Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, I call it, meaning rising and residing your own frequency. You know how they say that we want to raise the frequency of the planet, we want to support everyone, we want to do the shaking of the head. You know, I want to make a difference in the world. The first difference to make in the world is your own vibration, right? Is your own vibration. So Robin will support you in that. So I love it. So today's chakra is, the focus on Robin's channel is crown chakra, and so it is crown chakra healing Sundays, and Robin supports you in just seeing if your chakra is overactive, blocked, what have you, and if it is, what are the symptoms for that, and how you can clear it, and keep clearing it and keep clearing it and keep clearing it. So my crown chakra energy for Sunday is a 10. So Robin does rating. We also do the rating, and this is the crystal for today, clear quartz. That I just did Ho'oponopono actually as I came on live. So for Financial Freedom Sunday, we also do a rating. It's just a quick way on each of the channels to rate your energy, see how an alignment with your chakras are, how you feel. And I like to say in soul funk or soul flow. And so for Financial Freedom Sunday, we do a rating every single day, like how high vibe you are, how you are feeling in terms of your flow. I call it soul funk and soul flow. So you're either in soul funk or soul flow. You're either kind of leaning over to soul funk or leaning over to soul flow. And the way that I do that rating is between a 1 and 11. And I'll just share that in just a second. Robin says, thank you for the shout out. You're welcome, love. Robin says, LOL, exactly. Keep clearing it and keep clearing it and keep clearing it and keep clearing it and keep clearing it. And when you're done and you think you're done, keep clearing it. And it's just experiences every day. Every day is an opportunity to clear or clog, right? And every day is an opportunity to, when you're up leveling, Robin talks about pivoting up and just pivoting up to be connected to source, soul, your higher self. So Robin's done her rating for today, so I'll explain the rating. So Robin's done Financial Freedom Sunday is 10 for Robin, up from last week. Yay! So the idea, I teach this in my Spiritual Vision Board Challenge. So Robin has a 7 days to unblock your chakras challenge. So you can watch that at any point on Robin's YouTube channel. And so I have my 7 Freedoms Vision Board Challenge, which you can watch anytime on the Soul Legacy TV. And so we have these challenges because we want to share with you the foundations. Robin's sharing with you the foundations of energy, what that actually is and what that means. And how when you shift your energy and clear energy, you become clear, and you have a different experience of life because you're looking through the eyes of source. And so for me, I say that when we do the 7-day Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, you're looking at the world through the lens of your soul, which essentially means the same thing. So it essentially means that you don't get attached to, it's Financial Freedom Sunday, don't get attached to the life experience of money. You understand that it's energy, and what experiences you want to experience, you can. And so on the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, I talk about the rating. And so our rating is between a 1 and 11. Do not get a 0. I was asked last week, Jennifer asked, you came on live. Thank you, Jennifer, for coming on. If you watch this on a replay, do we get a 0? And it's like, absolutely not. On Robin, you get a 0, but we don't get a 0. And I did that very intentionally. We rate between a 1 and 11. And 1 is like, oh, meh, I'm in soul funk about my finances. And 11 is like, I'm connected to source, higher self, guidance, my North Star, my values. I talk about your freedom. It's freedom of the vision that you have for your financial freedom, the freedom that you have in terms of how free you feel in terms of your vibration and the freedom that you have in terms of your values. Like when you are working towards banking 50K in 50 days, working towards your financial freedom goal, you're welcoming more freedom and choice into your life. So if you are working a soul-sucking day job, or you ever have and you never ever want to, then you have to have the financial freedom to replace that. Or if you want to double your income, you want your annual income, you want it to come from showing up, speaking out, and serving deep, and having a spiritual business online, then banking 50K in 50 days sounds like a good choice, right? So you want to rate your frequency in terms of how guided do you feel. And it doesn't mean to say you already had to have banked 50K in 50 days to feel high vibes. So Robin rates at a 10, and you're up from last week. So what we do is rate between a 1 and 11. So mine is 11 today. And then we go back to last week. So if you were not with me last week, then it's fine. Energy's moving. And if you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, then I have a 2-hour monthly call supporting you on these 7 freedoms. I have a 2-hour, what I call the 7 freedoms frequency call-in gym. And so I will support you on each of these areas of balancing your light work and your lifestyle. And that is a bonus for Bootcampers. So if you're in Soul Legacy Academy, then jump on the call. So last week, so if you weren't with me last week, that's fine. We do this every single week, so you'll be able to do it next week, next Sunday. Last week, I was an 11 for my financial freedom frequency. So emitting that frequency, meaning when we do your spiritual vision board, Thomas, my energy's moving. When we do your spiritual vision board, we set a vision, right, 12 months out. And so there's going to be a gap in that vision between what you put on your vision board and the life that you have now. And we want to close that gap in terms of your experiences, but we want to also close that gap in terms of your vibration, how you feel about it. So for that vision to manifest, before it manifests, for it to manifest, you want to feel the frequency, feel the feeling. And we'll talk about gratitude as we go through in this episode. So you want to feel the feeling of the version of you on that vision board already done as much as you can, and then start to pull in the experiences and allow the universe to fill it in. So if you've got a vision, say to bank 50K in 50 days, whether it's a year or what have you, and you're like, I don't have money doesn't come to me, I don't know what to do with the money, blah, 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 blah. And all these thoughts and these feelings and the habits that you have no way that your daily rituals and routines do not support the version of you on that vision board, then you're likely to feel more of a 1 than an 11. So Robin said that her frequency went up. So what I always ask is, why did your frequency go up or down? And what did you do? What were your daily rituals and routines like throughout the week? So when you look back at this last week, what was it like in terms of your finances, money going in, money coming out? And how do you feel about it? And what do you set to do next week? Set the soul intentions to take the soul guided actions to have money coming in and money flowing out. Meaning if you're in spiritual business, you want to start to make offers for your spiritual business for people to work with you so that money can come in. If you're working a soul sucking day job, just bringing the energy and saying that is supporting you and it's funding your dream. Wherever money is coming to you, whether it's from government, whether it's from a spouse, how do you feel about that money? How do you feel about your journey to financial freedom? So it was up from last week. So Robin says, soul source of unconditional love. Are you doing more acronyms? Source of unconditional love. Love it. Okay. Soul. Everything I do have soul in it. So that's how we rate our frequency every single day. Love that you're up from last week, Robin. And so money going in, money going out. So yesterday my ring light went off, and I don't have my ring light on today because it just popped. And so I bought a ring light, this morning. It'll come tomorrow. Now, when I talk about gratitude, I'll talk about how happy and grateful and how much I appreciate that, one, Amazon And two, like being able to replace something just like that and having the money in the bank to be able to do that is huge for me, because there was a time when that wasn't the case. That wasn't the case. And that's what we want to feel like if something happens. and the way that we do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, we spend our vibrational money voucher. So if I didn't have the money in the bank to do it, I would spend my vibrational money voucher. So I'm going to talk about that as we go on. So I want to share the quote for today. Robin says, expanded my mindset to be open to opportunities and possibilities, and making moves towards that expansion. Yay! Woo, woo. Can I get an amen? Well done, Robin. Love it. So if you're watching on the replay, if you've gone up or you've gone down, like my stomach, can you hear that? I went on my walk today and I'm fasting. All right. So the quote for today, and then I'll pull the card. And we'll do gratitude, and then we'll do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. Okay. So the quote, and we'll do the book that I read for today. Let's go. So if you have your spiritual journal, then take some notes, and just anything that captures anything that you're here with me. Do you know what I mean? So the quote for today is by Mary Schmidt, I think. Don't butcher names. Sorry, Mary. She says, do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you. So I open my Mac laptop every single day, not every single day, most days when I'm working in the office, and I open it and I have this beautiful screen capture. I have my to-dos, so I know what I'm going to do next, and I have links and stuff, and then I have this, whatever quote it is for today, and for that day, and I share it with you because I think it's just beautiful. It just gives you, helps to give you that momentum. I'm getting messages in. I need to turn my notifications off. And so doing one thing every day that scares you. So you can write that down in your journal. Do one thing every day, this week at least, that scares me. So do you have anything in mind regarding your finances, regarding any of the seven freedoms? But one thing that comes to mind in terms of your contribution, your health, your emotions, your getting out of your comfort zone, really, that's not comfortable, it's an uncomfortable comfort zone, your environment, your relationship, your spirituality, or your finances. Doing one thing that scares you every single day. Making an offer every single day as a spiritual business owner can be scary, or reaching out, it can be scary. As we do the Bank 50K in 50 days, there's resistance in reaching out to people. And I will say that someone today just messaged me. It's Sunday, okay, right, all right, but they messaged me. I sent out messages and on to invite people to my masterclass. And I do have a masterclass. It's 4 hours for the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. And I'll leave the information in the comments and in the description down below, right? If you want to do this in the physical world with me, build a business based around the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. So some people are like, oh, thank you. Looking forward to Monday. It happens on the last Monday of the month, live. You'll see it on the SoulLegacyTV. And then somebody messaged me and said, accepted to go to the event on LinkedIn. And then, and if this is you, it's like, really? Like, really? Not even in a triggered way, just as in a rude as anything. It's just rude. I can't stand rudeness. Don't want to speak to me, block me. Don't want to, whatever. So this person says, I woke up to this, no, I didn't wake. Yeah, I woke up to this message sent early this morning and said, would you like a business mentor? Because it appears like you're struggling. And I'm like, would you like a business mentor for a plan for your business? I'm like, dude, I'm the planning queen, let me tell you. Like, I have a plan for my life work and my lifestyle. I don't need your plan. Like, if you don't need what I've got to offer, say that. But don't say to somebody, I can see that you're struggling. How fucking rude is that, dude? It's just awful. Like, what a horrible message to send someone. Like, patronizing as anything in the spiritual community. People do that. And I'm like, as you do one thing that scares you, so when you reach out and you get a message like that, it's like, oh, it's scary. It's not scary to me, but do you know what I mean? It can be, and it can put you off, and it can be like, I remember somebody did that and said something or the other, and I was like, okay then. And then I got the purple hearts in my inbox. It was on Messenger. And that was like a sign from my son. I'm like, so just keep going. Just keep going. Do one thing that scares you. Reach out, make an offer, do the Bank 50 Game 50 Days Challenge with me. Rudeness. I can't stand. All right. So let's talk about the book that I read for today, which was Bob Proctor's You Were Born Rich. And Bob Proctor talks about, and I will share my money voucher. So You Were Born Rich. Don't know if you've heard of it. If you've never heard of the late Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich, it kind of is self-explanatory. So in it was chapter 11 that I was still listening to, and he says that whatever, he quotes the quote, whatever a mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve. I can't remember who said that, but like whatever your mind can conceive, think of, and believe, like, is this possible for me? It can achieve. So that's the reason for doing the Bank 50 Game 50 Days Challenge, is trying this on vibrationally, seeing who you are, not thinking, oh, I'm going to be a rich person, so I'm just going to be greedy, I'm going to be all the things. Because if you do that, and if you think that, and you feel that, then you're going to sabotage yourself. And that's why Robin's done her 7-day challenge. Robert says, I can see you struggling. Seriously, it's rude. It's rude. Do you know what I mean? That's so rude. It's rude. That's all I'll say. Values, my values. I build my spiritual business. I've gone through a lot of hard times, and when you do anything that is worthwhile, when you have a big vision, I listen to a motivational video every day for the part of the Bank 50 Days Challenge, and I do tapping. And you know, I think it's Steve Harvey. It's either Steve Harvey or Les Brown saying how many failures that you will encounter on the way to success, how many struggles, how many, all the things, right? Like a lot of things that you fall on your face, you fail forward, you keep going. Most people will quit. And so in a dip or in a valley, saying that to someone could really impact them. Like, people are not mindful always of the words that they use. You've got an invitation to an event, either say yes or say no. Do you get what I mean? Or remove that person, meaning me, from your thing. Like, there's nothing offensive, there's nothing, there's a connection, there's a teaching, it's a 4-hour teaching. I've taught it before. It's like, why would you even? It's crazy. We don't give that energy to that, but calling it out to say, do you know what that's just. And would you work with somebody who had that anyway, who saw you from coming from a place of struggling? Absolutely not. Right. So the vision that I have for my students and the vision that I have for myself is like, listen, wherever you are is wherever you need to be, and just let's get those lessons and let's build the momentum on what you've done. Take the lessons, you've got success under your belt. Oh yeah, I can see you struggling. I can be your savior. What the heck? And do my plan. I have a plan, and I share my plan as part of my masterclass. And there's a framework, but there's freedom within the framework, because the people that I work with don't want to be nailed down to just my plan. That's not the idea. You want to follow your own soul guidance. So even by just saying that, just a couple of sentences, it's like, dude, that doesn't even resonate with anyone. It just doesn't. It's just, yeah, it just doesn't. So whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve, that is a completely different energy of you are struggling. My mind can conceive it and believe it, and it can achieve it. You don't know me. You don't know about me. You don't know where I'm at. That's a ridiculous statement to make to somebody. So yeah. All right. So You Were Born Rich. So Bob Proctor was talking about a an aeroplane and the fact that an aeroplane has got wings. And obviously when the Wright brothers, and I think it was somebody else that like discovered it or invented it, and then they went on it or whatever. And he said, why has an airplane got wings? Because you believe it's got wings. Does an airplane have to have wings to fly? Absolutely not. And I'm like, that's pretty true, because you've got a helicopter that have got, do you know what I mean? You just got wings because a bird's got wings. That's our perception of this is how it should be done. This is how something should be done. And I think that when the mind of man could conceive it and believe it, it's like if I put wings on this lump of metal, which like my belly rumbling, you wouldn't even think would be able to fly. It flew. So he says that when we visualize what it is that we want, we press that on the subconscious mind, and the thoughts that we have energy, obviously, and so the thoughts have that vibration. They carry that vibration, the unspoken words. It's not even just the words that we speak, it's the vibration that we carry. And before you actually manifest it, it's the vibration that's manifesting, the vibration that's attracting. You're emitting that vibration and it's attracting that to you. And I love that. I love when people do those things, because I get to call it out, because you might be experiencing something like that when you are doing the Bank 50 Game 50 Days challenge with me. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay to let it just go through. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes we have our family around us and our friends around us that don't necessarily support us in the way that we'd really love them to. And, you know, we can have naysayers, we can have people around us, but it doesn't mean to say that it can alter your vision. You just stay in your lane. If you believe it, then you can achieve it. And that's all about that. Right, so let me pull the card for today. Then we'll talk about gratitude. Then we'll do the Bank 50 Game 50 Days. So this, I was shuffling today and no card was coming out. So I've done quite a few cards and then I'll like reset the deck. And no cards were coming out, and then they all fell on the floor. I'm like, I'm not doing that many cards. So I did it again. I was like, dude, it is Financial Freedom Sunday. So Joan of Arc came out. Voice of Truth. Absolutely. So I'll read this. It says, this is from Keepers of the Light by Kyle Gray. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Yes, oh yes. Stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Absolutely speak your truth. Speak a damn truth. Absolutely. So I'm going to read this card. So Joan of Arc was a medieval French peasant girl who was reported to have been visited by Archangel Michael and other saints who gave her information on how she could help Charles VII save France from English domination. I did not read this beforehand. She was only a teenager when she went into battle for the country and won a huge victory. So she was, however, later captured and burnt at the stake. Like the days, like, gosh. However, captured. Okay, hang on. These days, she is supremely loving guide to all those who want to stand up against the odds. So I have a little dyslexia and I didn't read this out. So it's like, okay, let me read it slower. That card is aligned with your quote of the day too. Oh, is it? Hang on. Voice your truth, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, stand your truth. So like do one thing that scares you every single day. Like every day, like the quotes and the cards and then the chakras, and that is beautiful, isn't it? Thank you, Robin, for saying that. These days she is supremely loving guide to all those who want to stand against the odds. She also helps many light workers overcome their fear of persecution, their fear of people. So like you're putting yourself out there and putting my event out there, my masterclass. I've done my masterclass loads of times. I first developed it like 7 years ago. Like, hello. Get out of my way. The extended message, you are being encouraged to stand strong. Yes. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on your mission you feel called to fulfill. Absolutely. So I wrote back and said, sorry, was that message meant for me, love? Because it went to the side. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as though you are on a battlefield, but this conflict will soon come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself. Okay. Don't defend ourselves. Like, is what it is. Instead, approve of yourself. Absolutely. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is thanking you for being the honest soul that you are. So that is for you as well. Absolutely. As Robin says, abso-stinking-lutely. Is that beautiful? Is that beautiful? All right. So we're going to do gratitude and then we're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. Robin, have you done your spending today? I've done my spending. I've done my spending, which is pretty cool. So what we do in this with the Soul Legacy Journal, we do gratitude. And so we do the Bank 50K in 50 days. We do gratitude. And the gratitude is based on the 7 freedoms. So the acronym Cheers to Financial Freedom, the frequency. This is how we help to emit the frequency before you've actually manifested anything. Obviously, we're manifesting every single day in every experience and past experiences, but what is on your spiritual vision board? So the Soul Legacy Journal gives you gratitude. So 1 minute. So gratitude for each of the 7 freedoms, going ahead of myself. So contribution freedom, you want to do, this is a spiritual journal prompt. So anything that you're grateful for in terms of your contribution. So anything that you're grateful for. So I say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate something for my health. I'm happy and grateful and I appreciate something for your emotions, something for your environment, something for your relationship. Robin says, completed my smile this week. Did you? Yay! So Robin's been purchasing a smile. I think one day that's going to come for me. Oh, I love it. Well done. Yay, you completed it. So you've got a new smile on camera. Feel that feeling, bask in it. For banking 50K in 50 days, basically, Robin spent a vibrational money voucher on that. So gratitude, we want to think of things that we're grateful for, our finances as well. So I say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate as a spiritual journal prompt. Every single day you can write it out or you can speak it. So this is my gratitude rock stone that my daughter Mia gave me years ago. And we would pass the gratitude stone around and say gratitude, me and my kids. And I've done it with my partners as well. Sometimes I'll just speak it out and speak that gratitude out. A lot of people do write it down, but I speak it out as well. That's part of your Soul Legacy Journal, whether you're capturing images throughout the week, which I do all the time, whether you're just expressing gratitude and saying thank you to the universe. So that can be in images, it can be in speaking, it can be in writing, do whatever you need to do. And so I also say that I'm happy and grateful for things in the present moment, things that are in the past, or things that are in my predicted future, meaning a thanks in advance. So when we do a spiritual vision board, we can say thanks in advance so that we feel the vibration of the things that we want to experience. So I've said thanks in advance for banking 50K in 50 days. And then for me, I've said thanks in advance for banking 50K in 50 days or banking 50K in a day. Like on my masterclass, I know that I will bank 50K on that masterclass in a day. It's a 4-hour training in a day. Like, it can collapse, time can collapse. When I do my YouTube ads and stuff, or I go out there and I get featured, blah, 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 I've said thanks in advance for that. I'm like celebrating. So do you know, whether you do it or not, it doesn't matter. You're saying thank you for it and you're appreciating it. So with that said, the Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day. And Robin's already spent a vibrational money voucher. I have spent mine today. And the idea is to move from what I call a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. If you're building your spiritual business around with the energy of lack or the energy of poverty consciousness, then you feel like lack, not only in your finances, but in terms of your contribution or your health or your emotions or your environment or your relationships, you know, like, or your spiritual, like, I haven't got it, like, you're lacking in it. And I have a prosperity consciousness quiz that you can take in the Soul Legacy Academy if you're in there, in the 7 freedoms, because the things that we say and the things that we believe and the actions that we take. So Robin will talk about your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, your habits, the energy of that. And when we clear out the gunk, then it makes and leaves space for speaking about money in a different way, having a different energy. It's just an energy exchange. So Robin's 5-day money box clearing challenge is a really good way to actually see what you're actually saying about money, what you actually learned about money, from the people that were around you when you were growing up, for now, what stayed with you subconsciously, what patterns that you have around your money. So spending this vibrational money, £1,000, dollars, euros every single day, gets you in the habit of seeing and hearing what it is that you're thinking and feeling about money now, whether you're clear on it, but spending it. So Robin has spent it before and put, you said that you've put things in your cart, shopping cart, and then taken them back out again. It's like, no, it's vibrational money. Like, we actually spend the vibrational money. So you don't get to spend it on bills. It's like, come from the space that your bills are already taken care of. You can tithe 10% you're required to tithe 10% every single day to a worthy cause. So I don't know if you've been doing that, Robin. And my worthy cause is Cruise Bereavement Care. I dedicate my work to my son, Daniel Samuel made his transition 7 years ago. So in Cruise Bereavement Care helped me, right? They came and sat on this couch with me. Robin says, yes, they clear the money blocks. Absolutely. Because the spiritual business success, the way that I teach to build it, with YouTube ads and Amazon ads, you need the money for it. In order to reach the many people that you're here to serve and show up and speak out and serve deep without doing busy work, without being broken, without experiencing burnout, practicing the energy of money and who you become, the best version of you, making experiences and memories, excuse me, with your soul clients, with your soul tribe, and with your soul family. It's beautiful. So you spend the vibrational money voucher on whatever it is that you want to spend it on. Robin spent it on her smile. I spent mine today on an Abraham Hicks cruise. So I'm going on a cruise, Abraham Hicks, to New Zealand and through Australia, all the things, Auckland, all the places. It's a law of attraction cruise, and it cost me quite a bit, actually, and I'm buzzing about it now. I saw all of the, so this is what happens when you spend the vibrational money voucher, right? I saw the options. I was like, no, boom, straight to the premium option, like the biggest badassest option ever. Not like, so like if you're going on an airplane or whatever and you're going in economy or you're going business or you're going first class, it's like, no, I'm about to go here. Is being that version. Not to say you have to have those experiences. I like luxury. I like minimal, but I also like luxury. I also like comfort, and it helps me to sit in that space rather than having a lackluster lifestyle, having a luxury lifestyle. Why would you not? Like, you had the money, would you? People say, I want to manifest $1 million. I want to earn $1 million or what have you. Don't have the business to it, never making offers, and not in vibrational harmony with it. Robin says, always, the tithing is easier than spending. Hello, that's the first thing I do, tithe. Is it? That's beautiful. So we can tithe 10%. And then so when you have that money, you've earned that money and you've actually served for that money, like, money can come to us in many different ways. The way that I'm teaching is to build a spiritual business that can handle that, like, can build that without you being busy, broke, or burnt out, meaning that you can have passive income streams. Some people will manifest money or earn money and spend the exact same amount of money that they've earned. Even if they earned $1 million, they've spent it. Bob Proctor talked about that. He earned $1 million, he spent it. That's not the idea. Right? That's not the idea. So I spent it on that, and I spent it on a flight to Sydney, Australia, to get over there from the UK. And I had a premium economy flex, and that cost me 1,600. and the Sky Suite, the balcony has a balcony of things. You visualize it, has the balcony. I clicked the checkout. It didn't include taxes. So I'm like, how much is the taxes for that? All the things. It's beautiful. I saw the suite. You actually go and you spend the money. You do the research on the thing as if you had the money and you bask in it. It's like, what are the dates for that? What are the flights? Where would I travel from? What airport? What time? And you're sending out that vibration. And whether it happens right there and then or not, you've still said to the universe, yes to that, please. Yes to that, please. Rather than no. If you say no to something, it's still the same vibration that you're focusing on it. What you focus on expands. So the universe will bring you more of that anyway. So that is what I spent my vibrational money voucher on. I talk about, I'm going to wrap up with this. So I talk about the Rich House, Poor House, if you've ever heard of it. It's a program in the UK. And this is what I set out on the mission to, is they have a rich house, which is the people that live in the top 10%, and the poor house, which people live in the bottom 10%. And the experiences, as you can imagine, from money, right? The experiences are very different for the children in that family. For the adults, yes, but for the children. And I talk about launching, leading, and leaving our soul legacy and what we're passing on to our children, the beliefs, the thoughts, the habits. We say the experiences that we had, especially say for me around relationships, I didn't witness that. Around money, I didn't witness that. So we can break the chains, break the cycles of poverty. And I say having a poverty consciousness, elevating prosperity and escaping poverty for our future generation, right? Improving the health and well-being of our nation. That is my mission. So when you think of the bottom 10%, the experiences that those children are having, and I'm not saying money buys happiness, that's the whole point of the program. They do a swap and they swap each other's lives for a week and they get to see how the other half live, how their daily rituals and routines that they have, the jobs that they have, the values that they have, the friends that they have, the environment that they have, the emotions that they experience, the relationships that they have. They get to experience it all. And it shows each family that money is not the thing, it's the experiences and the freedom and the values that you have and the energy that you're emitting. It's beautiful. Robin says, love that, creating amazing memories. Absolutely. And so poverty versus prosperity, which one are you going to choose? You might think, oh, well, I wouldn't want to be one of the people in the rich house. Oh, I wouldn't want to be one of the people in the poor house. Where are you going to be? Like, choose one. So for me, I was like, okay, poverty is not my friend. It's not your friend. It's eating up your mind, like your energy, your thoughts, your feelings, all the things. It's not cool. And by poverty, I mean you do not have the freedom to spend your time, your money, and your energy the way that you want to in 24 hours in the day. And the next 24 hours and the next 24 hours, look back and look at the decisions that you've made, and have they been based on money? Would you travel the world? Would you go on a Abraham Hicks retreat? Would you, do you know, what would you do if you did actually bank the 50K in 50 days? Like, really try that on. And if it is something different than what you're experiencing now, then do the bank 50K in 50 days challenge and build your spiritual business around it so you can actually experience it in this lifetime. Why would you not? Why would you not do that? Like, hello. So that is it for the bank 50K 50 days. That is it for financial freedom. I think I did really well today. You actually stayed on with the vibrational money voucher. I think that's it, right, Robin? We've done the chakras. So I think so. And if it's not, it's just not. So we added up our frequency, right, for the week. Mine is 77. So every single day, Monday to Sunday, contribution freedom Monday, rate your vibrational frequency between 1 and 11. So all week mine was 11. So at the end, I want to add it up and see if I've dipped throughout the week in my vibration based on my contribution, my Cheers to Financial Freedom frequency, emitting that. And so it hasn't dipped throughout the week. So Robin, I don't know if you've noticed, is yours dipped? What area it's dipped on? So that might be the area that you pay a little bit more attention on moving into the next week, setting your soul intentions, living in alignment with the value of the vision of freedom, the value of freedom, and your vibration and freedom. So on the emotional scale, that is the highest vibration: love, freedom, joy, empowerment, knowledge, all the things, all the things. So if you want some support in doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, in the visible world. So we've done it in the vibrational world. We've tried it on and it feels really good. No restrictions. If you don't spend the money today, you'll lose it. Starts again, resets on Monday. So yeah, I have my Spiritual Biz YouTubers Masterclass, the 4-hour masterclass, where I show you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your soul clients online. Robin says, yay, perfect timing, got to run. I'll check back for what I missed. Love you, billions. Love you, billions. There won't be much, Robin, at all. So we have the masterclass with Bank 50K in 50 days. I have my book. I have a free chapter from my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencers compass to leveraging your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. This is it. And you can pre-order the book or purchase the book, depending on when you're watching this. And that book comes with a free chapter VIP day, which I'm so excited about to invite you to share with you how to start, structure, and grow a successful online spiritual business on YouTube, and also launch a #1 best-selling book. So my book became a #1 bestseller. So it was on pre-order in 7 days. And I've helped others to actually get to #1 bestseller, and go out there and actually start to get featured, and really make a difference in the world as a spiritual biz YouTuber. I have the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. We have a monthly call, which is it's a networking call to co-create, collaborate, and connect with like-minded soul-guided influencers. So that's on the first Monday of the month. When you attend the masterclass, I'll share all of this with you, give you the details, and the details are also in the description and the comments down below. Again, I have my co-author book series, which is sharing your spiritual awakening story. This is an awakening in and of itself. When you've been bankrupt and homeless and all the things, and you've dragged your kids through all the things, like it's time. Do you know what I mean? It's time to tell yourself a different story about money. There is so many people out there influencing in the industry, and we want to bring more soul-guided influencers who have a choice, to bring their message, who have the freedom to go out there and speak online and offline and to gather their soul tribe. It's time to get out of our own way and say, you know, we have a vision, we want to make a difference. Why are we not doing it? Is it down to money? Do you know what I mean? I set out on a mission to bridge that gap from that 10% bottom and 10% top 10%, like absolutely. So I invite you to come along, journal with me every single day on the Soul Legacy TV. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you have not already. Why not? Share this out, invite a fellow light worker in, click the like button because that helps the algorithm, and click the notification button to get notified when I go live on the Soul Legacy TV, so you don't miss an episode, you don't miss the freedom. I also have my book launch videos, which I'll leave in the cards and in the description. As I write my book, I gave myself a year to write it, and it already hit #1 bestseller. Whoop, whoop. And I am the host again of the Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, which is October through to April. 2 binge watch Wednesdays of the month, 9 a.m, 3 p.m, and 9 p.m. UK time. So thank you so much for joining me. I love you. I think you're amazing. Share this out, and I shall see you for Contribution Freedom Monday or back for another Financial Freedom Sunday. Take care. Big love.